Known for their soulful voices and timeless hits, these R&B legends shaped the soundtrack of generations. But behind the music and fame lies a darker story, a series of tragic deaths that shook the industry and left fans mourning worldwide. In this video, we take you through the heartbreaking tales of 15 iconic R&B artists whose lives were cut far too short. From the heights of superstardom to the shadows of loss, we'll explore the struggles, the circumstances, and the legacies they left behind. This isn't just a countdown of sorrow, it's a tribute to the enduring spirit of artists who continue to inspire long after their final notes faded. 1. Sam Cooke. Sam Cooke was the voice of a generation. Known as the King of Soul, Cooke's smooth, velvet voice transcended genres, blending gospel, R&B, and pop in a way that had never been done before. His songs didn't just fill the air, they reached into the hearts of his listeners, tapping into something deeper than mere entertainment. With hits like You Send Me and A Change Is Gonna Come, Cooke became a beacon of hope, a symbol of change during the civil rights movement, and a voice that captured the soul of America. Yet, Sam Cooke's story was tragically cut short. On December 11, 1964, he was found dead in a hotel room in Los Angeles, shot by the motel's manager, Bertha Franklin. While the official story claimed it was a self-defense shooting after Cooke allegedly tried to attack Franklin, the circumstances surrounding his death have remained a subject of mystery and speculation for decades. Many have questioned the details of that fateful night, suggesting that Cooke's death may have been part of a larger conspiracy or cover-up. Despite his untimely death at just 33 years old, Cooke's influence on the music world remains immeasurable. He was one of the first African-American artists to achieve crossover success, breaking down barriers in the music industry and paving the way for future generations. His bold, unapologetic voice and dedication to social change continue to inspire artists of all genres. Sam Cooke may have left us far too soon, but his music lives on. It echoes through time, a timeless reminder of his profound impact on R&B, soul, and the world at large. 2. Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye was the voice of vulnerability and strength, an artist whose music defined the soul of R&B for decades. His powerful falsetto and heartfelt lyrics captured the pain and joy of the human experience. From the soulful rhythms of Sexual Healing to the revolutionary anthem, What's Going On, Gaye became one of the most beloved and influential figures in music history. But behind the smooth melodies and soulful lyrics, Marvin Gaye's life was filled with personal struggles. His rise to fame wasn't without pain, facing pressure from both his career and his tumultuous personal life, including a strained relationship with his father. His father, Marvin Gaye Sr., a deeply religious man, had a violent temper, and the two were often at odds. This troubled relationship would tragically culminate in an unimaginable event. On April 1, 1984, Marvin Gaye's life came to a sudden and violent end. In a heartbreaking turn of events, he was shot and killed by his father after a family argument. The death shocked the world, as it seemed impossible that the gentle soul behind some of the most profound songs in R&B could meet such a tragic fate at the hands of his own father. Marvin Gaye's death left a hole in the music world that has never been filled. His contributions to R&B, soul, and pop remain unmatched, and his influence continues to shape the music of today. Gaye's legacy is a bittersweet one. His music still resonates, but the pain of his tragic end lingers. Marvin Gaye's spirit lives on, his voice forever etched in the hearts of those who loved his music. His tragic death may have silenced him, but his songs continue to sing through the ages. 3. Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston was more than a voice. She was an icon. With her breathtaking vocal range, ethereal beauty, and undeniable charisma, she became one of the most celebrated artists in the world. Her songs weren't just hits. They were anthems, with I Will Always Love You becoming a timeless classic that continues to define love and loss across generations. Whitney had it all: the talent, the fame, and the love of millions. But beneath the glittering surface of superstardom, Whitney's life was far from perfect. Her struggles with addiction, personal relationships, and the pressures of fame began to take a toll on her career and health. The bright star that shone so brilliantly seemed to flicker and fade, overshadowed by the turmoil that she could not escape. On February 11, 2012, Whitney Houston's life came to an unexpected and heartbreaking end. She was found dead in her hotel room at the Beverly Hilton Hotel just before the Grammy Awards. The cause of death was later determined to be accidental drowning, with heart disease and cocaine use contributing to the tragedy. Her passing sent shockwaves through the music world, leaving fans and fellow artists in disbelief. Whitney, the woman whose voice had once filled arenas, was gone far too soon. Houston's death was the tragic culmination of years of personal battles, but her legacy remains unshaken. The world still remembers her as one of the greatest vocalists to ever live, a force of nature whose voice was unmatched, whose music still speaks to the deepest parts of our hearts. Whitney Houston's music lives on, a testament to a voice that will never be forgotten. Though she may no longer be with us, her legacy endures, forever etched in the soundtrack of our lives. Aaliyah. Aaliyah was more than just a singer. She was a force, a pioneer who effortlessly blended R&B, hip-hop, and pop. With her effortless, cool, captivating beauty and groundbreaking sound, she became the epitome of 90s innovation. From her debut album Age Ain't Nothing But a Number to the unforgettable One in a Million, Aaliyah revolutionized the music scene. Her smooth voice, paired with her modern sensibility, gave R&B a fresh new direction. Her career was just beginning to peak when fate took a cruel turn. On August 25, 2001, Aaliyah's life was tragically cut short in a plane crash in the Bahamas. She had just wrapped up filming a music video for her hit song Rock the Boat and was on her way home with 8 others when the small plane crashed shortly after takeoff. Aaliyah, along with several members of her entourage, was killed instantly. The news sent shockwaves through the world of music and beyond. Aaliyah was only 22 years old, a young woman with the world at her feet. Her death left an unfillable void in R&B and pop, cutting short the career of an artist who had so much more to offer. She was poised to dominate not only music, but also film, with roles in major movies like the Matrix sequels already in the works. Despite her tragic passing, Aaliyah's influence remains undeniable. Her legacy lives on through the generations of artists she inspired and the timeless music she left behind. Aaliyah may have left us far too soon, but her spirit endures. Her music, her style, and her vision continue to resonate, forever immortalized in the fabric of R&B. 5. Tupac Shakur. Tupac Shakur was a poet, a prophet, and an artist whose influence on both hip-hop and R&B transcended boundaries. With his complex lyrics, bold delivery, and uncompromising perspective on society, he captured the realities of inner-city life in a way that few had before him. His music was more than just rap. It was an emotional outpouring of pain, hope, and defiance. From Dear Mama to Changes, Tupac's words resonated deeply with listeners, offering them both a mirror and a voice. But Tupac's journey was not without turbulence. His rise to fame was marred by personal conflict, legal battles, and a notorious East Coast-West Coast rivalry that fueled much of the violence surrounding him. The tension between him and other artists, notably Biggie Smalls, only added to the chaos of the era. In the midst of all of this, Tupac's personal struggles, his battles with the law, and his tumultuous friendships only deepened. On September 7, 1996, Tupac was shot multiple times in a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas. He was rushed to the hospital but died 6 days later from his injuries. The circumstances of his death remain a mystery, with countless conspiracy theories and rumors still swirling. Was it the result of his ongoing feud with East Coast rappers, or was it something more sinister? The truth remains elusive. Tupac's death at just 25 years old shocked the world. The loss of an artist who had so much more to say, so much more to give, left a void in both the music industry and the culture at large. Yet, despite his tragic end, Tupac's legacy remains unshakable. Tupac's music still reverberates today. His words, his spirit, and his message live on, forever etched in the hearts of those who were touched by his genius. 6. Luther Vandross. Luther Vandross was the quintessential R&B balladeer, a man whose voice became synonymous with love, longing, and romance. His smooth, velvety tones effortlessly captivated listeners, making him one of the most beloved figures in soul and R&B music. From his breakout hit, Never Too Much, to his emotional Dance with My Father, Luther's songs touched hearts and set the soundtrack to countless memories. Luther's career spanned decades, beginning as a backup singer for artists like David Bowie and Barbra Streisand before finally stepping into the spotlight as a solo artist. His ability to convey deep emotion through song made him an instant legend. His lush arrangements, smooth vocals, and impeccable delivery set the standard for R&B ballads for generations to come. But despite his professional success, Luther's life was marked by personal struggles. His weight issues, which led to health complications, became a constant battle. He was known to be a perfectionist, always pushing himself to give the best of his voice and his heart to his fans. But behind the scenes, the pressure took its toll. On July 1, 2005, Luther Vandross passed away after a long battle with complications from a stroke he had suffered 2 years prior. The world lost one of its greatest voices, a man who had defined the art of the love song and who had the ability to make people feel every word he sang. Though his physical presence is gone, Luther Vandross's legacy endures. His music, his voice, and his undeniable talent continue to inspire both fans and artists alike. His songs are still played in homes, weddings, and celebrations, keeping his spirit alive in every note. Luther's legacy lives on, forever echoing in the hearts of those who love music. 7. Biggie Smalls, the Notorious B.I.G. Biggie Smalls, also known as the Notorious B.I.G., was the defining voice of East Coast hip-hop in the 90s, and his impact on the world of R&B and hip-hop remains profound. With his iconic deep voice and sharp storytelling, Biggie crafted some of the most memorable tracks in rap history. His albums Ready to Die and Life After Death not only reshaped hip-hop, but also blurred the lines between rap and R&B, creating a new kind of cross-genre appeal. Biggie's rise to fame was meteoric. His distinctive flow and knack for storytelling made him an instant legend. Songs like Big Papa and Hypnotize became anthems, representing the hustle, the glory, and the darker side of life. His ability to paint vivid pictures with his lyrics, whether about street life or his personal struggles, set him apart from other artists of the era. But as Biggie's fame grew, so did the tension between him and West Coast rappers, particularly Tupac Shakur. The bitter rivalry between the two would later become part of the tragic backdrop of Biggie's life. On March 9, 1997, Biggie Smalls was shot and killed in a drive-by shooting in Los Angeles, just after attending a party. His death, much like Tupac's, remains unsolved, shrouded in mystery, with conspiracy theories still circulating about who was truly responsible. Biggie's death at the age of 24 shocked the world and left a void in both hip-hop and R&B. His promise was cut short, and the music world mourned the loss of one of its brightest stars. The Notorious B.I.G. may have been taken too soon, but his influence endures, his music still reverberating through the decades. Biggie's legacy continues to inspire a new generation of artists, and his place in the history of hip-hop and R&B is forever secured. 8. Barry White. Barry White wasn't just a singer, he was the voice of romance, the embodiment of smooth soul and sensuality. Known for his deep, rich baritone and unforgettable delivery, he became one of the most iconic figures in R&B and soul music. His voice was unmistakable, an instrument of passion that made songs like Can't Get Enough of Your Love, Babe, and You're the First, the Last, My Everything, timeless classics that still echo in the hearts of music lovers today. Barry's journey to fame wasn't without its struggles. Raised in the tough neighborhoods of Los Angeles, he overcame hardship and found solace in music, which he turned into a lifelong career. His sound, a perfect blend of soul, R&B, and orchestral arrangements, redefined love songs in the 70s and beyond. Barry's music wasn't just about passion, it was about connection, intimacy, and joy. His ability to weave complex emotions into simple yet powerful lyrics made him an enduring figure in R&B. On July 4, 2003, Barry White's life was tragically cut short. He passed away from complications related to kidney failure, a condition that had plagued him for years. His health had deteriorated significantly in the months prior, but his death still shocked the music world. Barry White was only 58 years old, a man whose voice had shaped the sound of an era, yet whose time was abruptly taken from him. Despite his passing, Barry White's legacy is far from forgotten. His music continues to be the soundtrack of love and desire, and his influence on R&B and soul is undeniable. Barry White's voice remains immortal, forever etched in the hearts of those who cherish the timeless magic he created. His legacy is one of love, and it lives on through every note he sang. 9. Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson is not only a pop and R&B icon, but also a symbol of resilience, reinvention, and enduring influence. From her early days as part of the famous Jackson family to her groundbreaking solo career, Janet became a cultural force whose music and impact transcended the boundaries of genre. Hits like Rhythm Nation, Nasty, and If solidified her place as one of the most influential artists of the late 20th century. Janet's rise to fame was meteoric, and she quickly became a role model for women, empowering them with her strong, independent persona. Her music addressed social issues, personal empowerment, and, of course, love, capturing the hearts of fans worldwide. She consistently broke new ground with her bold artistry, never afraid to push boundaries, whether through her music, her videos, or her performances. Yet, behind the fame, Janet's personal life has been marked by tragedy. While still grieving the loss of her brother, Michael Jackson, the weight of his passing in 2009 deeply affected Janet. Michael, the king of pop, was not just a brother to Janet, he was her mentor, confidant, and close family member. His death shook the entire Jackson family, and it took a long time for Janet to process the loss. Though Janet has been open about her grief, she has also shown incredible strength and resilience in the face of it. Her ability to keep pushing forward, creating new music, and continuing her career is a testament to her unyielding spirit. Janet Jackson's legacy is one of triumph, talent, and transformation. Through her music, she continues to inspire new generations, and her influence will forever be felt in the worlds of pop, R&B, and beyond. 10. Donny Hathaway. Donny Hathaway's voice was a force of nature, a blend of gospel, soul, and R&B that could evoke both deep sorrow and intense joy. With songs like A Song for You and This Christmas, Hathaway became a beloved figure in the music world, celebrated for his hauntingly beautiful voice and emotional depth. He was a true artist, one who could infuse every song with a sense of vulnerability and truth, resonating with listeners on a deeply personal level. Hathaway's talent was undeniable from the start. He had a background in classical music, jazz, and gospel, which informed his unique sound. As a multi-instrumentalist and gifted composer, Hathaway's approach to music was ahead of its time. His collaboration with Roberta Flack on hits like Where Is the Love showcased his versatility, and his influence on future generations of R&B and soul artists remains significant. However, beneath the surface of his professional success, Hathaway struggled with mental health issues, which tragically affected his life. In the years leading up to his death, Hathaway faced increasing battles with depression, leading to hospitalizations. His personal demons were compounded by the pressures of fame and the stress of balancing his career with his emotional well-being. On January 13, 1979, Donny Hathaway's life came to a tragic end when he fell from the 15th floor of a Chicago hotel. Though his death was ruled a suicide, the circumstances surrounding it remain uncertain, adding to the mystery of his untimely passing. Donny Hathaway's music continues to resonate with fans around the world. His legacy is one of unmatched artistry, and though his life was cut short, his voice lives on, forever etched in the hearts of those who cherish his unforgettable sound. 11. Etta James. Etta James was one of the most dynamic and influential voices in R&B, soul, and blues, a true legend whose music transcended genres. With hits like At Last and Tell Mama, she carved out a place for herself as one of the greatest vocalists of all time. Her voice, a unique blend of raw power, vulnerability, and grace, was instantly recognizable, and her ability to convey deep emotion through song made her a force to be reckoned with. Etta's rise to fame was anything but easy. Born Jamesetta Hawkins in 1938, she had a tumultuous childhood marked by poverty and instability. She struggled with substance abuse and spent time in and out of trouble, but music remained her constant refuge. Her breakthrough came in the late 1950s when she signed with Chess Records, and from there, her career soared. She became a pioneer for female artists in the blues and R&B worlds, influencing countless singers that came after her. Yet, despite her success, Etta James's life was filled with personal battles. Her struggles with addiction and her turbulent relationships often threatened to overshadow her career. However, she always found a way back to music, and her love for singing never wavered, even through the hardest of times. On January 20th, 2012, Etta James passed away from leukemia at the age of 73. Her death marked the end of an era for R&B and soul music, and the world lost a voice that had touched generations. Etta James's legacy lives on through her unforgettable voice and her undeniable impact on music. Her songs will continue to captivate and inspire, her influence forever felt in the hearts of music lovers around the world. 12. Billie Holiday. Billie Holiday was more than a singer. She was a storyteller, an artist whose voice conveyed the deepest of emotions, each note a reflection of her personal struggles and triumphs. Known as Lady Day, Holiday revolutionized jazz and blues, bringing a unique blend of soul, sorrow, and resilience to the stage. Her voice, a beautiful mix of smooth vulnerability and unfiltered rawness, captivated audiences and became the soundtrack to a generation. Holiday's career spanned over 2 decades, with iconic songs like God Bless the Child and Strange Fruit, a haunting anti-lynching protest song that made her a trailblazer in using music as a platform for social change. But despite her success, Holiday's life was anything but easy. Born into poverty, she faced discrimination, abuse, and addiction, battles that would continue to haunt her throughout her life. Her struggles with drugs and alcohol were well known, and they contributed to a turbulent career where her personal demons often overshadowed her brilliance. Yet, through it all, her music remained a testament to her strength and artistry. On July 17, 1959, Billie Holiday passed away at the age of 44 from cirrhosis of the liver, the result of years of substance abuse. Her death marked the end of an era in jazz and blues, and the world lost one of its most unique voices. Billie Holiday's music lives on, transcending time and place. Her voice, though silenced too soon, remains one of the most enduring and influential in the history of jazz and R&B. Her legacy is one of emotional truth, powerful storytelling, and a spirit that, though tragically broken, still resonates through the ages. 13. Teddy Pendergrass. Teddy Pendergrass was the epitome of soul and sensuality, a man whose voice was as powerful as it was smooth. With his rich baritone delivery, Pendergrass became one of the most prominent voices in R&B, especially known for his sensual ballads and undeniable stage presence. Hits like Close the Door and Turn Off the Lights not only solidified his place as an R&B legend, but also made him a heartthrob for millions. Pendergrass' career began in the early 1970s when he joined the group Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. His commanding voice quickly stood out, and when he launched his solo career, he became one of the most successful R&B artists of the decade. His ability to convey raw emotion in his songs earned him not only chart-topping hits, but also a loyal, ever-growing fan base. However, despite his success, Teddy's personal life was marked by tragedy. In 1982, at the height of his career, Pendergrass was involved in a car accident that left him paralyzed from the waist down. The incident could have broken many, but Teddy faced it with a strength that mirrored his music. Though he would never walk again, he continued to perform and inspire with his resilience and determination to adapt to his new reality. On January 13, 2010, Teddy Pendergrass passed away from respiratory failure at the age of 59. His death marked the loss of one of the most powerful voices in R&B, a voice that had defined a generation. Teddy Pendergrass's legacy is one of strength, love, and resilience. His music continues to live on, his soulful voice remaining an integral part of R&B history, forever remembered as one of the genre's greatest talents. 14. Chaka Khan. Chaka Khan, the Queen of Funk, is one of the most iconic and influential figures in R&B, soul, and funk music. With her commanding voice and unparalleled stage presence, Khan became known for her versatility, effortlessly blending genres and pushing the boundaries of what R&B could be. Hits like I'm Every Woman and Ain't Nobody not only earned her legions of fans, but cemented her as a music legend, whose influence is still felt today. Khan's career took off in the 1970s when she became the lead vocalist for the funk band Rufus. Her ability to switch between genres, from soul and funk to jazz and pop, was groundbreaking. As a solo artist, her career flourished even further, earning her multiple Grammy Awards and a reputation as one of the most dynamic voices in music history. Her work inspired countless artists across all genres, and her legacy as an empowering and fearless performer remains unparalleled. However, Chaka Khan's journey has not been without its struggles. She has faced personal challenges, including battles with substance abuse, which she has spoken about openly. Yet, through it all, her resilience and dedication to her craft have remained constant. Though Chaka Khan's journey has had its ups and downs, her impact on music is irrefutable. With a voice that transcends time and a career that continues to inspire, Chaka Khan is a living legend. Her music and legacy etched into the fabric of R&B, soul, and funk. Chaka Khan's voice will continue to echo for generations, a testament to her brilliance and the indelible mark she has made on the world of music. 15. Phyllis Hyman. Phyllis Hyman was the epitome of elegance and soul, a singer whose voice captured the depths of emotion with every note. Known for her rich velvet vocals and her ability to convey both heartache and joy, Hyman became one of the most respected figures in R&B and jazz. Hits like You Know How to Love Me and Living All Alone showcased her unique ability to blend soulful melodies with jazz-infused arrangements, earning her a devoted fan base and critical acclaim. Hyman's career began in the late 1970s, and she quickly became known for her lush vocal delivery and sophisticated sound. Her contributions to R&B, soul, and jazz, with her blend of vulnerability and strength, made her stand out among her contemporaries. Hyman's ability to convey deep, personal emotions through music made her a timeless figure in the world of soul. However, Phyllis Hyman's life was marked by personal struggles. Throughout her career, she battled with depression, the pressures of fame, and an intense personal longing for love and stability. Her emotional struggles were evident in her music, making her songs resonate with anyone who had faced pain or heartache. On June 30th, 1995, Phyllis Hyman's life came to a tragic end when she died by suicide at the age of 45. Her passing sent shockwaves through the music world, as the loss of her voice, a voice so full of soul and depth, was a heart-wrenching blow. Phyllis Hyman's music remains an enduring legacy. Her voice continues to touch hearts, and her influence in the world of R&B and soul lives on, forever remembered for the raw emotion and beauty she brought to every performance. The deaths of these legendary artists were more than just the loss of musicians. They were the loss of voices that defined entire generations, voices that gave shape to the rhythms of our hearts and the depths of our emotions. From the smooth soul of Sam Cooke to the electrifying presence of Aaliyah, each one of these icons left a lasting imprint on the world of R&B, shaping the genre and continuing to influence artists today. Their stories were not just filled with the joy of their triumphs, but also with the sorrow of their struggles. But even in their tragedies, they've left us with a profound gift. Their music, their voices, though silenced too soon, continue to echo in our hearts, filling the spaces where they once stood, reminding us that their legacies are more than just memories. They are timeless. As we reflect on their lives, let us remember that their contributions to music transcend time. While their time on earth was cut short, their artistry, their messages, and their spirit remain eternal. Through their songs, they live on, reminding us that their stories will never be forgotten, and their influence will never fade. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the lives and legacies of these unforgettable voices. Their music will forever be with us, guiding us through every high, every low, and every moment in between. Rest in peace, legends. Your music lives on.